Welcome to another episode of Leadership, Life, and Legacy. I'm Rob, and today I want to talk about a type of leadership we don't spotlight enough. It's called servant leadership. It is the kind of leadership that doesn't start with control, but rather with contribution. This leadership approach is strategic. At the same time, it is disruptive. And it's what every great leader I know has in common. Let's unpack this today. Somewhere along the way, leadership got confused with visibility. However, the best leaders I've worked with didn't need to be the loudest voice in the room. They didn't lead to be seen. They led to serve, to lift others, to clear the path, to help people achieve their full potential, to reach new heights they didn't even know they were capable of reaching. We've all seen it. Leadership that's top-down, performative, transactional, metrics over meeting, output over people. Sure, that approach may hit short-term goals, but it also surfaces long-term trust issues. And here's the hard truth. You can't tech your way out of a trust deficit. You can't scale with a broken culture. You can't innovate if people are operating out of fear. In tech, in business, and in life, there is a fundamental difference between a boss and a leader. I'll cover the key differences in another episode. That said, I think you'll agree we don't need another boss, but rather can never have enough leaders. To that end, what we need are leaders who ask, "What can I do to help you?" Or, "What can I take off your plate?" True leaders know that serving others doesn't shrink their influence, it multiplies it. Leadership isn't about being in charge, it's about being accountable for those in your care. It's not about authority, it's about responsibility. Because when you lead through service, you don't stand above others, you stand behind them, so they can rise. That's where servant leadership steps in, not as a style, but as a posture. One that says, I'm not here to be in charge, I'm here to take care of the people in my charge. That mindset changes everything. In a world where leadership is often confused with command, title, number of direct reports, or simply being in the spotlight, servant leadership asks a different question. Who am I lifting? Who am I helping to be better? That mindset flips the script, doesn't it? So what does servant leadership actually look like? It looks like a CISO who is in the trenches, not just the boardroom, asking, what's getting in your way? It's a CIO who listens longer than they speak, because trust isn't built by being the loudest voice, but rather being the most present one. It's a leader who coaches, not commands. It's humility in motion. And make no mistake, humility is not a weakness. It's a strength under control. This kind of leadership builds cultures where people feel safe enough to share the hard truths, to try bold ideas, and to show up fully, not just functionally. We're in a time of accelerating change. AI, cybersecurity threats, workforce reinvention, stakeholder expectation shifting faster than strategies can keep up. In this environment, people don't need heroes, they need humans. Leaders who model resilience, not just results. Leaders who know their legacy isn't what they build, it's who they build up. That's what servant leadership delivers. Trust, empowerment, and a culture that scales with heart. So here's my challenge to you this week. Check your posture. The next time you walk into a meeting, into a one-on-one, or into a moment that matters, ask yourself, am I here to be impressive or am I here to be of service? Because when we serve first, we lead better. And when we lead better, we leave something behind that actually lasts. That's the kind of leadership I believe in, and that's the legacy worth building.